So, what's up? This is going to be a poorly shot video. I'm a mess. I'm tired. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning, but I can't sleep. I'm going to try to sleep soon, but I just want to check in and say hi. I've had a lot of people contact me to make sure I was okay, and I'm fine, sort of. Like I didn't even go out on New Year's. I was planning to. I was on Bourbon Monday afternoon and evening, and I think I was even in the square during the day on Monday. I'm trying to remember. And I'm going to say a couple of things like it is really strange how the past few months, and we all said it was, leading up to Super Bowl. All right, look, this has been my experience on Bourbon Street over the past several years. Maybe once a year, maybe twice a year, they do what they call sweeps, where the police come and they tell everybody who works on the street on Bourbon or does any kind of street performance or anything like that. They'll come and they'll tell you you can't be on Bourbon past 8 o'clock, and they'll do it for like maybe a couple of days, and then they don't do it anymore, and everybody just goes back to being out there at night, right? Well, in 2024, and I'm trying to remember when this started. I mean, I guess it was back in the summer they started doing it, and then they just kept doing it. So everybody just said, well, they're doing this to lead up to Super Bowl, right? Because they've been trying to clean New Orleans up for Super Bowl. And in all the time I've been in New Orleans, I've never seen them do it longer than, maybe a couple of days. I mean, so once it had gone on for like a month where they were really making sure nobody was on Bourbon past 8, as far as, like I say, readers, street performers, even sometimes people, begging in the street bums and shit, the people who hold up signs. Um, yeah, they just really consistently for months now have just been making sure everyone was off Bourbon at 8. Well, and they do these sweeps every night at just around 8 or just past 8. Like a bunch of cops will go down the street and make sure everybody's off of Bourbon. So people like me who do readings and stuff, we would move to the corners, where we're technically not on Bourbon. Now we're on Toulouse or St. Peter or whatever, right? So anyway, I've worked out there during Mardi Gras and, you know, New Year's, every holiday. I've been on Bourbon doing readings. So I know what it's like. And I just remember Monday night I was out there, and I talked to a bunch of people out there cuz I know so many people out there who have some connection to Bourbon Street or the French Quarter. And everyone I talked to, we were all like, why are there so many police? You had state troopers, you had local New Orleans cops, you had sheriffs, and they were everywhere Monday night. Now, this is the day before New Year's Eve. And we're like, why are there so many cops? Street, they had these big lights on the street, lighting up the whole street. It was bizarre. It was not normal. I mean, it was like more akin to Mardi Gras, but even during Mardi Gras, we don't see that many cops. So it seemed a little odd. I am going to say that. It seemed a little odd, and a lot of us were noting it. Like, why are there so many cops? There were groups of cops on every corner on Bourbon Street. Okay. I'm sure you've all seen that video by now of the cops that were standing on the corner where the Bourbon Cam is. They were standing in front of Crazy Corner on the corner of St. Peter and Bourbon, and you see them all go booking down the street at the same time. Even that seems weird to me. Like, I just feel like they were all waiting for something to happen. I felt like that Monday night. Now, like I say, I was out there most of the day and night Monday. And I even left early Monday night. I didn't stay out that late because I said, you know what, tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow, and we were all thinking that, like, we'll all come out tomorrow, New Year's, New Year's Eve, we'll all come out and try to hustle some money. So late Monday night, I I got home and I just started feeling weird. I was feeling weird on the ride home. And as we got into Tuesday, I didn't get a ton of sleep Monday night. And then Tuesday, I couldn't drag my ass out there. I don't know what else to say. I couldn't do it. And something just was telling me, don't go out there. Now, I really needed to go out there, but something would not let me go. And I kind of felt like I was just procrastinating and procrastinating, and I was finding other stuff to do, that seemed important. And it was kind of getting later and later in the night. And I'm sort of justifying it in my head, like, oh, well, it's New Year's. I'll be out late. So it's okay if I go out later. But and I even had some friends who were out there. My friend Catwoman was out there, another friend of mine who's an artist out there. I had people text me like, "What's up? You coming out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just don't know, just not feeling it." And then I ended up talking to my partner, and I said, I just don't feel like I want to go out there. I don't feel safe, and I don't want to go out there. I've got a bad feeling, and I don't want to go out there. And I'm like, it's New Year's. I know I should go out there, but I don't want to go. And he supported me. He's like, well, then don't go. If you got a bad feeling, stay inside. And I said, yeah, something is not letting me go. Excuse me. So I didn't. I stayed in. And I felt really kind of guilty about it too. Like I was missing out, but I'm like, I just don't want to go down there. I just don't. And I spend a lot of time down there. So, it's not like that really made sense. And I've been out there every New Year's Eve. So, anyway, it was around probably 20 to midnight. And I had been inside that whole time. And I had run out of cigarettes. And I'm like, I got to go to the corner store and get some cigarettes, which is like 3 blocks down the street. I'm uptown. And a funny thing happened on my way to get a pack of cigarettes. I'm walking down the street. Now, New Orleans is infamous for having shitty roads, shitty sidewalks, potholes, and, just tore up streets and sidewalks. But I was crossing the street and I'd been listening to fireworks all night and gunshots, not for nothing, but they'll just pop one off. So I was crossing the street on my way to the store, and I sort of got to like the middle of the street, and I could hear the fireworks really going off to my left. So I turned and I looked, and I could see a bunch of big fireworks in the sky. So I was just looking for a second, and all of a sudden I'm like, boom, down, flat on my face. I had stepped in this like big round hole, like a manhole, but it wasn't that deep. But it was deep enough that I stepped in it, and I completely fell, lost my balance and fell, tripped, whatever you want to call it. and I fell like flat on my face, and I landed on my elbows, which are all scraped up and bruised up and whatever right now. And it actually did really hurt. And I was like, oh, God, I'm lucky I didn't smash my face up. Um, but my elbows and my knees took it pretty bad. And I was like, fuck, and I got up and I'm like, damn, that hurt, whatever. And I walked to the store and I go in the store and I said to the dude, I said, something's been telling me to stay inside, that if I go outside tonight, and especially if I go down to Bourbon, I'm going to get hurt. I'm like, and look, here I am just trying to walk to the corner store and get a pack of cigarettes. I fall flat on my face. Me being me and doing what I do, I just feel like something was just trying to tell me so hard, stay inside or you're going to get hurt. It's crazy, but it is what it is. So I got my cigarettes, I went home, and I stayed in the rest of the night. I did text back and forth with a few friends on Bourbon, um, but I didn't go out there. And I was sleeping really strange too. Like I would fall asleep for like 2 hours and wake up, and I'd wake up every couple hours, and it was around probably 4 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up, and on New Year's Eve. Well, now it would be New Year's Day technically, but it was around 4 a.m. Excuse me, and I've been smoking like a fiend. Um, I woke up around 4 a.m. and I got online and I just went to New Orleans news. I typed in New Orleans news in the Google search bar because I just knew. I knew something had happened. I just know. So, and I saw, the first thing I saw um, was, that several people had died and many were hurt. And at that point, they just said, somebody had plowed them down on Bourbon. And I was like, oh man, I knew something was going to happen bad. And my friend Catwoman actually happened to be awake. I texted her and she called me. And one of the first things she and I saw, because I think she said her son sent it to her on Twitter. And this is only like probably 45 minutes, I think, after it happened. Somebody had tweeted out a video of, and I'm sure everybody's seen it now, somebody's on a balcony, but in the news and in social media, they're blurring out the bodies, but it was like the block of Bourbon Street where the beach is and Voodoo Chicken and whatever. And there were, at least in that video, 4 bodies on the street. One in particular of a woman very twisted up and bleeding from the head, and it was disturbing. But we saw the video. Twitter took it down within like half an hour, but that was the first thing I saw. And it's just so sad and it's so tragic, and I really feel for the families. I really do. And I've always sort of been this way about people that die. I don't feel, I feel for whatever horror they experienced in the very short amount of time before they pass, but more I feel for the families that are left behind, and what they have to go through. But this event really was so senseless and tragic and horrible, and something certainly New Orleans just doesn't need more of. uh and I have another friend that I met with on Monday night, or Monday probably late afternoon. She was sitting out there with me. She sells voodoo dolls out there, and she's a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends. And in the late afternoon, we were sitting together on Bourbon, and we were talking about the energy out there and that we didn't like it. and it felt funky. And actually, when the cops all came out in full force Monday night, we noticed a significant change in the energy. Like everybody just started looking kind of down, and after that, and nobody looked like they were really having fun. And those of us who are sensitive felt something coming, I guess, is my whole point to this. And we could feel funky energy down there and whatever. But I can't help but wonder if those cops knew something was coming. I really can't. I can't help but wonder if those cops knew something was coming. You could just tell. You could just tell. And I'm not really much of a paranoid conspiracy theorist, but I'm telling you, you could tell. It was not normal before this happened out there. It wasn't. Been on bourbon for a long time. Things just didn't seem right. So, um, you know, I'm sort of the train of thought that things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And I'm not really big on like, oh, let's blame this one and blame that one and blame the, you know, if you want to get on bourbon, I don't care what kind of barricades are up there. You could get on bourbon. Anybody can really get on bourbon. It's not that difficult. But yeah, I'm not convinced they didn't know something was going to happen. I'm not. Call me crazy. I'm not convinced they didn't know something was coming. So anyway, I haven't been down there since Monday night. Um, I was gonna try to maybe go out there today, even though Bourbon and Dauphine and Burgundy, Bourbon and Dauphine and Royal are all shut down. Um, but I heard some people were down on Canal, and I was gonna maybe go out there, but I decided to wait another day, especially once they rescheduled the Sugar Bowl, which is tomorrow or today at this point. But yeah, I can feel the heaviness in New Orleans and the energy and the sorrow, and it's weighing on me for sure. And I just a lot of times I feel like people kind of overplay New Orleans being dangerous. I mean, I'm a woman and I've been out there a lot. So, but um, we didn't need this hit, to like make us seem more scary. You know what I'm saying? And I never think living in fear is the answer, and I'm certainly not going to. But always trust your gut and your instincts. And it's just a sad thing. I don't know what else to say. It's sad and senseless. And why, why can't people just try to enjoy life? Man. But anyway, stay safe, hug your loved ones, tell people you love them. You never know what's going to happen. You should live every day like it's your last day. So stay safe. I hope everybody had a happy holiday. I did. Overall, I had a nice holiday season, and yeah, I'll check in with you again. Maybe I'll take some video down there when I go out there. But we're not going to let this drag us down. It's going to be a great 2025, but there's going to be some healing that needs to occur. This affects the whole city in a negative way, and it's sad because everybody was so excited for Super Bowl and Mardi Gras, and this was not the way we needed to start the year. for sure. So, fuck that guy. Man. All right, y'all. Be good. Be good to each other. Take care. I'll see you soon.